Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. I got a news story for you, and it's from thefreethoughtproject.com. And it's about how conspiracy theorists were right. Corporate America finally forced to admit that America armed ISIS. Of course, I don't like the phrase of conspiracy theorists because Jimmy Dore talked about how the CIA and the mainstream media invented that term to really just slander people that are against the corporate or establishment narrative. But for a headline, I guess you're going to draw some eyes. But let's get on with it. While the mainstream media opted to protect the United States government by treating anyone who dared to question the government's role in the rise of ISIS as crazy conspiracy theorists, a new report is forcing the mainstream media to admit that those conspiracies were true all along. Of course, if you're watching this, you need to let some of the older people know that they really shouldn't watch mainstream media that much. Try to get them to watch independent media outlets like me, Nico House, H.A. Goodman, Tim Black, etc., etc. Because we're not making money off of protecting the government from criticism. Because of course there's plenty of things that the government's doing wrong, and we need to criticize them and let them know that they need to fix this shit, because government is for us, the people, not for the corporations. Alright, but that was some kind of tangent, but let's get back to it. Alright, now mainstream media outlets such as Reuters and USA Today are suddenly reporting that the United States and its close ally, Saudi Arabia, were instrumental in supplying weapons and ammunition to ISIS. Both reports cite an investigation conducted by Conflict Armament Research, which looked at 40,000 items recovered from Islamic State militants between July 2014 and November 2017. A final report from CAR titled Weapons of the Islamic State concluded that the vast majority of the weapons used by ISIS were supplied in the thousands, given their origin and the fact that they were found in numbers far beyond those that would have been available to the group through battlefield capture alone. More than 97% of the weapons and 87% of the ammunition used by ISIS were Warsaw-Pact calibers, originating primarily in China, Russia, and Eastern European producer states, according to the report. However, the weapons were not distributed to the militants by China or Russia. The weapons and ammunition were originally purchased by the United States and Saudi Arabia, and then distributed to rebel groups opposing the administration of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. And here's the really important part. While the U.S. claimed to be fighting ISIS, the fact is that ISIS was one of the Syrian rebel groups opposing Assad. And the report noted nearly all the weapons came from those purchased by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. This, I don't think, let's see. And at least with the article from Reuters, they don't talk about too much, but at least USA Today kind of hints that the CIA gave ISIS fighters the weapons. Because Jimmy Dore, or maybe someone else, maybe Debbie from the Same Progressive, maybe she talked about that, but the CIA gives weapons to terrorist groups. And that's one huge reason why we need to take back our fucking government and get rid of this war machine, because nobody is safe whenever our government is funding terrorism and giving weapons to terrorist groups, while at the same time overthrowing governments so big corporations like big oil companies could go and make a profit by going and drilling oil from different nations. So to have a functioning government, we got to get rid of this this white imperialist foreign policy that we've been enacting over the last, 40 plus years. It's probably been a lot longer than 40 or 50 years, but we got to get rid of this shit. Because we're causing way too much death and destruction only for a very few people to profit.